Before we start, if you haven't done so yet, please do like and subscribe to this channel. We will be deconstructing as opposed to reviewing Haseen Dilruba, so a spoiler alert is in place. Haseen Dilruba, released on Netflix and starring Tapsee Pannu and Vikrant Massey, is an odd little beast. As a mystery, it will mystify only the nanne munnes, that is the ones that do not read mysteries. Because here's the thing, anytime the dead body of a supposed murder victim is not found mutilated beyond recognition, or found partially, you can be 100% assured that the murdered victim is someone else. This is the old corpse switcheroo, and this trope has been used by Agatha Christie at least twice, and it's been used in Devotion of Suspect X, and God knows how many countless mysteries across the world. So the movie had as much suspense for me as your typical Arnab Goswami debate. I suppose people will say that I'm getting the genre wrong, that this is not a mystery, but a violent love story. Note, violent. I mean, this used to be a thing once, because I believe that was the tagline of Tezab. And that my pondering on things like why doesn't the police confirm that the bodies of the victim that is being claimed, or why there is no DNA testing, I'm missing the point. This is a homage to Hindi pulp fiction of the bought-in train station variety, and such questions are not to be asked, nor are they supposed to be answered. But here is one question though. Given that one of the actors in the movie is Tapsee Pannu, who has made, like many other stars of the day, a persona that is socially and politically progressive on social media, something that obviously works in these days in terms of garnering media attention. And given that we are told that movies should not reflect life as it is, warts and all, but should capture a vision of what it should be, I'm very surprised by what this movie glorifies, which is, there's no other way of putting it, marital abuse. And the fact that Miss Pannu chose to play this character and that Netflix chose to greenlight this movie, if there is any real mystery in all of this, it is this. Now, again, before I go down this hole, I should tell you that I personally believe that movies only have an obligation to be entertaining. And while doing so, it should reflect life as it is. It should not preach or present an idealization of life or what life should be. But I also realize that this aesthetic that I'm talking about is globally currently out of fashion. So given that, what I believe Haseen Dilruba is trying to say, it's not particularly coy about it too, is that the heat in love comes through violent possessiveness to the point of murderous abuse. There's a line in the movie which basically says that love is not love unless there is some amount of blood in it. By blood, definitely there is an implication of violence. So in the movie, we have an arranged marriage between one, a sex-positive Indian woman, Rani, played by Tapsee Pannu, and two, a repressed, somewhat mousy husband, Rishu, played by Vikrant Massey. So the marriage is a misfit. The wife is, arrogant, full of herself, very confident, of course, and the husband is the diametrically opposite, lacks confidence, and is bland. And Vikrant Massey, and I don't know if I'm the only person who sees it, looks a lot like Ajinkya Rahane. And here his character has the same problem that Rahane has in the IPL, in that they're solid but boring and just cannot keep up the strike rate. So disappointed at her husband's inability to clear the ropes at will, Rani trades him off to Delhi Capitals and hooks up with a Joss Butler type. Rishu's brother-in-law, played by Harshvardhan Rane, who's essentially a 2020s version of Imran Hashmi. Rishu, once he finds his wife has been disloyal, does not divorce, nor does he move on. He tries to murder his wife, Rani, be it by putting soap strips on the stairs so that she slips, or rigs up the stove so that she has a cooking accident. And this exactly is where I'm surprised. I guess I shouldn't be. I mean, it's the name of the movie is Haseen Dilruba, which I believe comes from the song Jawani Jane Man Haseen Dilruba from Namak Halal, where the song begins with I will kill you. But coming back to the movie, Rani, instead of drawing the line once she finds out that her husband is trying to kill her and storming out of the marriage with the river rafting guy, or better alone, she instead declares her love for her intense husband, even asking him to push her off the roof. But I'm not leaving you, that's what she says. And this is the time which triggers her passion for her husband. And their love is finally cemented, as we see, by her husband cutting off his hand. Now, again, I have no problem with movies exploring the dark recesses of the human mind. And I do not feel that movies have an obligation for morally conscious messaging. And I quite enjoyed this part of the movie, this Chris Gaelification of the hapless Ajinkya Rahane stereotype. Though given the extant political atmosphere surrounding popular entertainment, I just could not get how this one went through the moral censorship of the woke filters. Overall, Haseen Dilruba is an interesting movie. Its weakness is its story, which is fairly predictable. But unlike many other movies which have been released recently, it does spend a lot of time on character development, which makes it definitely worth my while. And I would say would make it worth your while also. Thank you for watching the review. And please, once again, like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.